Hello, Bartek. First, I would like to introduce group number 15 and my group mates, which is Ibukun, Yui, Paula, Ergun, Mike, Marcus, Maria, and myself, Adela. We look forward to this event as it's our very last presentation in this university, and therefore I believe this will remain in our memory, in our hearts forever. On the task 1, we were given 2 options to choose out of 2 movies, and as a team we decided to go for the 12 Angry Men movie simply because we see it as a very good example, excellent example for the student who is studying law and business in particular. Task number 1 will be presented by Marcus, and he will be talking about the strategic marketing, management approaches and implementations of them based upon the movie and giving some examples. Welcome, Marcus.
Thank you, Adela. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Marcus, like my colleague said, and today I will be analyzing the movie 12 Angry Men. The movie is about a young man. The movie about a young man that was that's been convicted of accused of murdering his father. The court elected a jury of 12 individuals. From the offset, 11 of those individuals voted for guilty, whereas the single juror, Mr. Fonda, voted for not guilty. Throughout the course of the movie, we saw the various aspects of group dynamics being played out in order for them to come to a conclusion. We saw group communications. We saw juror number 1 took on the role of a facilitator at the beginning of the movie. Then we had the seating arrangement, which was a round seating arrangement, which facilitates, communication between the jurors. We had group psychology, which covered also groupthink. And then we saw in the beginning most of the jurors just voted for guilty because all the others were voting guilty, so they went along and voted guilty likewise. We had a group interaction. We had arguments, and in the movie we saw many arguments between the various jurors, especially Fonda and the other jurors. We saw criticism also from both sides. Then we also saw support. There was an incident where we had juror number 6 who stepped in to defend juror number 9 because he was being criticized by, which juror number 9 is the older juror, was criticized by one of the other jurors. Also we saw the group development, and we saw the forming of the group, the storming of the group where the members were arguing amongst themselves. We saw the norming, we saw the performing, and then finally we saw the adjourning when the decision was made, and then everybody went a separate way. Strategy theories. We covered quite a few strategy theories that we thought that was relevant to the movie. For example, the learning school, the cognitive school, position school, the power school, and the planning school. The cognitive school, which sees strategy as a mental process, which is strategies formulated in the mind of the strategists in the forms of maps and frames. We saw also position school, which sees strategy as an analytical process, mainly deals with facts, and in the movie we saw most of the juries were making the decisions based on the facts that was presented to them by the court. We saw also the power school, which sees strategy as a negotiation process, and which facilitates debates and discussions, and in the movie that played off quite well. And the relevance of strategy in business context, we had planning and achieving objectives, which is very vital in a business environment. And we saw Fonda coming in with the perception that the gentleman was not guilty, and he proceeded to prove his point, which he did at the end. Then we had problem solving and creative thinking. Again, Fonda had all the jurors run together to brainstorm and discuss the matter, and of course, that came through. Then we had managing and motivating. There was one aspect in the movie in particular where 2 of the jurors were discussing a matter unrelated to the matter at hand. Fonda went in confiscate some drawing from them and have them focus back on the task at hand. Then we saw leadership. Juan number one, like I said earlier, took on the position of the advocator, and he was he took charge to monitor the group. And also we saw we had good dynamics and cohesiveness and groupthink, which is very essential in a business organization. When you're dealing with groups, so you need to have people working in unison to proceed in the right direction. At this stage, I would like to welcome my colleague Adela to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Well, task number 2, our team was invited as an expert by the company called Express Vending to advise on their future development and strategies. So our objective was to analyze the red ocean of the industry the company belonged to simulate strategic change advisory, and to apply blue ocean strategy by creating a new market and by proving of commercial sustainability. A bit more in details, my colleague will take over from me, Mike and Ergun. I just wanted to have a few words about the company itself. Express Vending is an independent company, being on the market for more than 20 years. And it deals with the refreshment solution by providing easy access to the food and beverages, and also by doing A to Z services from selling, refilling, cleaning. So company sells premium quality refreshment vending machines to the different industry like industrial, commercial and public sectors. The mission of this company is very simple: is to provide its clients with the best quality drinks and other options at affordable price. And my colleague Mike will take over from me.
Thanks very much. My name is Mustafa. So I'd like to present about the vending market. So the main sector in the UK is divided into 3 subsectors. The first one is refreshment, second one is cigarette, and third one is others. So in 2010, the potential market, according to national statistics, where the families spent £88.2 billion spending on the food. But having said that, £1.5 billion spent on the refreshment vending sets, and actually the number of vending machines can 2 to 3% per annum. And about the historical market positioning, there were like £1.92 billion spent on the vending machines in 2010, and the number of machines were falling up to 449,000 vending machines in 2010. So we did some industry climate factors. So in terms of the macro factors, there is economic uncertainty and rising inflation, and about micro factors, there is a removal of cigarette vending machines. And so the Express Vending Machine company is facing very difficult condition to grow in the market actually. And also we did some external environment analysis, which is known as PEST. So we did political, economical, and technical and social. So in terms of the legislation, the government is had so many types of vending machines in the market. For example, the raw milk and the cigarette. We recently just selling chocolate from underground vending machine has been just banned, and we did some internal Porter's 5 forces analysis. So there's 150 companies competing in the industry, and so my main bullet point is there's a supply power on the side of the supply. So which is some companies started remanufacturing their own machines. There is on the market there is 1.2 million machines, and 20 to 25% is replacing every year. And also there's a threat of substitution if the customer is next to the grocery shop. There is a substitution of just going to the grocery shop to buy a similar product from the grocery shop. And largest companies are the London and Selecta in the industry, and so my could have able to tackle from here.
Thank you, Mike. Good afternoon. My name is Sargin Hasan. As my colleague Adalia mentioned that I would like to explain how we approach blue ocean strategy, and therefore I would like to start with SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is structured method planning is that evaluated strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Strengths modify the looking classic old machine, updating dealing head by making automatic or digital panel. The new payment QR system. Weaknesses might be taking time to consumers used to get a special QR system, the price of the vending machine. Opportunities, differences in the payment may make more satisfaction. High profit and margin by prevent and customer situation. As I mentioned, that attractive looking and modified by digital panel will catch non-customer attention. And threes, basic cost can rise, customer expectation might be increased, and the competition will get more costly. And another stage, we are continuing to approach the blue ocean strategy. We use the four action framework. Four action framework is we consider the companies break down the trade-off between viability and cost. Therefore, we start for reduce. First of all, we reduce transaction cost, no more clean with purchasing time, and insecure payment. And afterward, we eliminate payment issues, coin fraud issues, rise. As I mentioned that we modify the machine by new looking and stock information which make the customer more satisfaction. Another one, we create double payment system which we call that QR system, and greater security by payment. And strategic canvas. A strategic canvas will show us between industry which one is red ocean and another one is which we show like blue line, blue ocean. First of all, we just consider of the some key elements: stock quality, stock price, stock capacity, usability, ease of selection, purchasing time, and payment option flexibility. And we just consider some of them, especially is which one is more which one is more great for the customer. We just consider about usability, ease of selection, purchasing time, and payment option flexibility. That's the case of blue ocean strategy. The company with the blue ocean strategy, they're supposed to be in like insecurity, and this option, the company choose the right question to make right decision about viability, price, cost, and addition hardness. Viability, increase user margin by 5%, increases the emotional value and increase trust. Hires, there is no change between the price and the cost, reducing cost from typical card payment, and adoption hardness, high security purpose system which we call like QR system, company confidential, for example like hacking issues, and pass-through of internet infrastructure realities. As a conclusion, with blue ocean strategy, our company approach demand of the product is higher, and we use low cost and more security about our new payment system, which is called QR. Thank you for your attention. Question, please.
Well done. Thank you very much. And can I just ask you to go back to the SWOT analysis, please? Yeah. Right. I can see that there are some points missing here. Let me just remind you that when we are conducting SWOT analysis, we are basically looking into the internal and external environment. right? We're looking into the internal S and W, strengths and weaknesses, and external opportunities and threats. So, whatever points that we are discussing in the O and T should be based on external dynamic environment, which is PESTEL, political, economical, social, technical. And whatever that we are discussing about our internal strengths and weaknesses, we are discussing about 5M, manpower, machinery, method, money, material. So, by understanding this, can I just ask you to briefly clarify what is the role of economy here? Is that the opportunity or a threat? If so, what do you think about it?
At this
You,
stage,
you can think.
Yeah.
You can think. Each of you can present. Think, and in answers is fine. Just think. If you are not prepared, okay, don't get a rush. Concentrate and then answer. Yeah. Yeah.
so as a role of the economy, it would be the external forces usually, and we would see that for this company as a threat, more or less, as far as it go, because right now we concentrated on the UK company, and with the economy being in recession or continuing recession, the spending of the population is not increasing per se to luxury for most average people. However, the prices and the inflation increase, so that's probably the main driver of the increased spending of family foods.
Fair enough. Any other observation? No? Any other comments? No? Good.
We've chosen the best answer, and here we are.
I'm quite pleased with that. Well done. You all did very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just don't forget to